ground. The earth is our mother. She gives us what we need: life, nourishment, and sustenance. We are each a small part of her. The land we walk today has been walked before us for generations. Others may have lived on the crest of this hill, cared for their children, their animals, lived and worked and raised their crops in this valley many moons ago. We respect their work and their life on the land that has now been passed on to us. As we begin to create a new community garden on this space in this year, we listen to the land. The drumbeat reminds us in the Indian way of the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Walk quietly around the outside of the gardens, reflecting on all that came before us and now is shared with us. As we walk, listen to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Let our eyes observe the craftsmanship and love that went into the construction of these new gardens. Reflect on the mystery of sun, air, water, and soil, as they will soon come together to produce our food. And as we walk, let's offer gratitude for all here who value growing food together for our sustenance, and for those who see this garden as a symbol of our community life together. Gather up at the first door for our ribbon cutting.
It's about the hoop house that was here. It's about many people that were part of this village early on that helped to plant the seed of food gathering in this village. So we reflect on those many people. As well as you will see in these four components, there are a number of people that were involved. And the list isn't complete. There are many other people that they didn't necessarily put their hands and their mind and their heart to it, but in some ways they were here in spirit. They were here also wishing us well. Maybe they couldn't get out here. So this list is much longer. But the first component we just want to give special thanks for has to do with the irrigation system that connected us with a lot of historical projects. And it's the water. The water that came from the cisterns, that's coming from the cisterns, that sort of invisibly is coming right into the greenhouse, right from that road, right from the sky. So these cisterns that were built a few years ago, 5 years ago, whatever they were, very much connects what we're doing. And a lot of work has been done to make sure that water flows well. So keep in mind that that's a very important part of this greenhouse project. So the irrigation system that was been in the books for a long time was led by Dave Dornbush. And his wonderful mind and body and spirit put this together over many, many months. And a number of people helped in this effort. So Dave, the first important part of this is to cut the ribbon, the symbolic ribbon of the irrigation component of the greenhouse, bringing this water to us.
Are they sharp?
No, they're children proof, so that means adults can't use them.
Let it flow.
A second door, symbolic door. For some of us, this was really a hard door because it was that hoop house door, taking down the hoop house. And many of you participated in that, but also participated in putting it up. So this is kind of probably some mixed emotion. But in any case, I think it was November. Was it November or October? When did we finally do this? I know. All I know is Dave said, "What is the due date?" And he didn't miss it. And he, to a large extent, figured out how to, I know I won't hit you, take down this hoop house with respect. So Dave and many other people helped in this process that took place, I'll say October and November. So Dave, honors. Here we go. And when it was over, he lost his voice. I don't want to get into that one. Interesting things. 3, Dave coming along and Jan and saying, well, perhaps we can do it differently. Well, not to get into the details, and I don't know how many drafts of this design has been done. I think it's finished.
Yeah, I think it's finished. This is the 15th.
15th design. As we were doing it, making modifications and so on. We started in early December, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And many of you were involved in this. Us that were involved, it was wonderful to see many of you come by and talk and share a smile or two. Because at times we had a couple challenges. Just 1 or 2. Dave, the honors.
Check the temperature.
He's going to check the temperature.
It's off the meter.
Huh?
It's off the meter.
It's off the meter. That will be the new challenge. Is figuring out how to keep this thing down to about 90. Okay. Door 4. Now, we have these lovely greenhouses. We have to plant something. So we have a group of people that have been planting from the hoop house to this new development. There's been a couple of new ones added to the team. And they're figuring out the planting scheme. And you'll hear much more about that in weeks to come. But they're having a ball doing it. And looking at the grounds this morning, you heard a kind of a preview of what Joseph and others have done to figure out plant scheme for 4 years and how to do it in such a way to protect this wonderful soil so we can use it in the most productive fashion. Solika. And by the way, there will be springs on these doors. We learned that this past week.
You know, lay your hands on that soil because your energy is going into this garden and the garden's energy is coming back to you. Give thanks to these gardens. They're going to produce those nice tomatoes and radishes and all the good food that we pass out every Thursday night. And also, let's give thanks to the earth and the soil and the rain and the sunshine that will come from these gardens.
I'm going to invite you to go on a time travel with me. Let's go back 1 year. What was going on 1 year ago on this land? And you have many memories of that. Now, let's go back 5 years. Very same place. Some of us were here, some were not. Let's go back 25 years.
Wow.
And what was here at the time? What animals? What trees? 25 years ago. Now, we're going to go back 100 years. Who was here at the time? Who walked the earth? What did they do? What did they say? Let's go back 250 years. Let's go back 1,000 years. And think of all the people who inhabited this land, who who walk here and we look at the dirt, their dust is here. And when we walk on the earth, when we work with the earth, we're working with the dust and the spirit of many, many peoples who were here before us. And we're later going to give you part of that dust that contains literally and figuratively the dust and the bones of the people who walked this earth before us. And we're going to ask the Great Spirit and the spirits of all those people who were here before us, we're going to ask them to make us worthy of inhabiting this land as we come back through the years with a flash. 1,250, 50, 50, 25, 10, 10. Now we're back. And we hope that we have the reverence and the respect of the people who were here before us. And now, the people who are here. And remember, a year from now, 25 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, we won't be here, but others will be here. And hopefully, they will have earned the respect that we gave to them by using this land in the manner that we wish it to be honored.
A little symbolic gift for all of you who came today. We're announcing the name.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being so kind and understanding and everything else. I couldn't be in a better place to have this 2 bones broken in my body. But it's just been really amazing to everybody. But what happened was one day, Suleika came into my house with a list of what she and Joan had cooked up to give me work to do while I've been recuperating. And the work that I was to do was to write to all of you and get some names, some suggestions for these 2 beautiful greenhouses. So I kind of scowled a little bit and then said, oh, all right, I will do it. I promise I'll do it. So I was so impressed with all of the names that we got. I mean, people really went and looked things up and studied things and sent these names, and I gave them all out to you because I thought they were so wonderful and so amazing. Some were funny, some were fun, some were just really amazing. So I really thank everybody that participated in the ideas for the 2 greenhouses. So when I added them all up and carefully added them up, I found there were 2 that came out on top. One of them came in late. We know who that is back there. But I didn't want to exclude her, so I added the name in. But it meant we had 2 top people. One of them was, well, I won't even tell you what they are because I want to tell you what the garden committee then had decided we would sort of choose. And after Joan's really nice email came up about the East and the West and all of this kind of stuff about the name, we came up with Sunrise and Sunset. So, Sunrise and Sunset. I went back to look to see, okay, well, who had Sunrise and Sunset? Because you know, all of these names, I had written them all down, who said what and everything. Well, you are not going to believe this, and believe me, if you don't believe me, I have all of this list right here, but it was my husband, Jeffrey. And I promise, it's all written down, I have it all written in case for the audit. That's great. Anyway,
thank
Sunrise
you, Judy.
And Sunset.
Okay. Judy, thank you.
And just so, if you've not noticed this, the gardeners are all aware of this, but others might not be. The sun rises in the summer planting season. The sun rises right there. And it travels the sky throughout the day. from east to west, and it sets right at the end of the other garden. So it's a perfect metaphor and name, we thought. And Jean is going to do a little presentation.
Prize for the best name, sunrise and sunset. Thank you. Enjoy your plant and may it grow with the vegetables.
I have just one criticism of this community. It's the only organization I've ever been a part of that persistently and consistently starts ahead of time. And I think that's an indication that people are so gung-ho and happy to be a part of Manzanita Village that they just can't wait for when they're supposed to start things.
Okay, and our final person is Ron Bathgate, who would like to make a statement on behalf of the community.
Yeah. Well, as you all know, we had a bunch of ideas for these greenhouses, but Dave Haverkamp, he took the idea and he ran with it. And he ran his CAD program, and I don't know how many times he changed it, and he oversaw the construction. And as you can tell, everything just fits like a glove. Everything is interchangeable. There were very few issues with anything not fitting or being out of plumb or not level, whatever. And that's the kind of co-housing spirit. You get an idea and you run with it and you bring it all together, and look at us. Most of the community is all here today to do this. In appreciation, we've got a little plaque here to stick up on the wall. It says, "In appreciation, Dave Haverkamp, designer, builder, and all-around great person." And I'm going to let you nail it up somewhere.
Watch his fingers.
That's it. There you go. You don't. Oh, you're going to do it right now. Look at that. Beautiful. I know.
Hey!
One more.
Well, other than
Golden spike.
Beautiful. Thank you. Wow.
Anybody want to give a toast?
Okay, in gratitude to everyone in our village, to the gardeners, to the builders, to the land, and to this garden. May it bring such joy and delicious food and community. Thank you, everybody.